What is going on? Welcome back to another video. I've got some new things to show you today. It's a beautiful Tuesday and it is my first day of vacation, so listen, we're going to be hanging out a lot this week, and want to introduce you to my brand new, not quite brand new, Jeep Gladiator. So if you don't know me, my name is Corey, but if you do know me, you will know that I have a tendency not to keep vehicles for very long, amongst many other impulsive purchase decisions. So we're going to be diving in to show you my Jeep Gladiator today a little bit, and hanging out with me on vacation, so it should be fun. Okay, tell me if I'm weird. Do you ever just plan a vacation where you actually don't plan anything? Like you just schedule some time off. Hey, I'm not gonna be at work for a week or a couple days or a Friday or whatever, with just no plans. You're not going anywhere, nothing special's happening. Is that just me? I don't know. I feel like sometimes I get some kind of goofy comments when I say I'm taking a week off from work, and everyone's like, oh, where are you going? I'm like, I don't know, just gonna hang out at home, do some hiking, some filming, some paddleboarding, I don't know, whatever I feel like getting up to. Go for a little walk, check out the lake, just hang out for a little bit. Ooh. There's a ton of these really cool like open spaces and whatnot around where I live here in Colorado, but not gonna lie, they kind of freak me out because I'm terrified of snakes. Pretty sure that little spot I just climbed up with the small section of rocks there was something crawling away right after I climbed up the stairs, and kind of freaks me out. So as much as I love the outdoors and whatnot, these trails with all the long grass and rocks and stuff on the side out here kind of freak me out a little bit, because you know, where I grew up there were snakes but nothing harmful, where here there are snakes that can definitely kill you if you're not careful. So freaks me out a little bit.
I guess these are better, but yeah, they're Malavicans ones. We use them. High mount? No, nice. And a Paxo. Sweet.
I'm in a little step challenge with my buddy Lance, and it ends today. I am losing by about 10,000 steps, which is pretty typical, but I'm not going to give up. We're still going to give it a little extra try today and see if we can't catch up a little bit, although I have a feeling when he updates his Garmin app, we're still going to be behind. But I'm not giving up yet. Holy fuck, it's hot out today. I'm already sweating through my hat pretty good. Probably should have just went without a hat, but the sun's blazing. The heat is hot. And I am still fucking out of shape. We probably got about a half mile to go here. At least get a good, I don't know, 6,000 steps in or so maybe. Better than nothing. Took a quick shower, but I still can't stop sweating. I'm under the desk because I've got a little upgrade project I want to work on here today that I think is going to be really cool. I need to take some measurements underneath the desk, and we're going to make a pretty sick addition. Be nice if I could stop sweating. So to get this project rolling, I took a few measurements off the legs of the desk and jumped in the Jeep and headed out to see if I could find the materials I needed to try to get this project done. So I'm always doing different little upgrades to the office and tinkering around with trying to make my setup more efficient and whatnot. So we headed over to Home Depot and browsed a little bit of the different options I might have for making a shelf. So looked at a couple of these different boards, but wasn't quite what I wanted. They were a little bit longer than I needed. I didn't really feel the desire to actually have to cut any lumber. So I found this really nice shelf board here that was like 4 feet long. A little bit shorter than I was hoping. I was going for something 50 inches, but I think this one will do just fine. And one of the things I'm loving about the Gladiator now is that I have all this extra bed space. So you can see I got my golf clubs and my other bin in the truck pretty much at all times. So I'm always ready for different activities and have a lot more space in there than I used to with the Wrangler. So that is definitely a big upgrade that I'm super happy with, and always have been enjoying the upgrades that I've made to this thing lately. So we headed back to the apartment here after grabbing this single piece of shelving. I was going to grab some brackets, but I decided instead of buying a couple of them, even though it probably would have been a couple dollars, I actually came up with this idea for exactly what I needed. I was going to 3D print some brackets. So I jumped on Autodesk 360 Fusion and designed up a couple little brackets that I think will hold this shelf in place kind of right where I need it, since it's kind of a little different setup than I guess I would normally put a shelf in, being that it, like I said, it was a little bit shorter than I was looking for. But we got this all 3D modeled up and printed out. 4 of these different brackets I put up on the printer at once here. Took a little over 4 hours actually to print these brackets, so I was really hoping that once I got them printed out they were actually gonna fit and work the way I was expecting them to. So yeah, we got those rolling on the printer there, and after, like I said, about 4.5 hours maybe, we got 4 of them printed out here. They looked like they were going to be pretty nice. Peeled off, you know, some of the excess there, and I think the quality turned out pretty well. So now it's time to figure out if they're actually going to fit or not. So it just kind of meant to slide over the ends of the shelf there, and then a little round part clips on the bottom of these pipe sections underneath my desk here. So now I have the perfect little spot to actually set up my vinyl cutter underneath the desk, because I took over the whole top of the desk for my new hobby with the typewriter, and all my stationery goes on top. So now we got a little spot down below for the 34-inch wide vinyl cutter, which I don't use very often, but now it's still accessible and usable on a shelf underneath. And these things actually turned out to work pretty well. Just getting this video wrapped up here, editing the next day, taking a nice relaxing morning, having some coffee, getting my video finished. So hopefully you did enjoy it. I would love to have you leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions for names for the Jeep. That's something that we're definitely going to be doing more of in the future. So if you're interested in the Jeep stuff or the office stuff, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for coming to hang out with me, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.